Hello, and welcome to AIM International's preparatory tutorials for the Information Certification exam. I'm Steve Weissman, Principal Consultant at Holly Group and a certified AIM training instructor in the realm of content process and information management. I'll be your guide as we review the exam's major domains of expertise, and I'll tell you all you need to know to earn that passing grade. Today's subject is email management, a key part of this special certification, which AIM created to support you as you solve your organization's existing information-related problems and plan for its future. For 60 years, AIM has been the leading nonprofit association, helping users understand how to best manage documents, content, records, and business processes. This module is one of two covering key concepts and issues associated with the art and discipline of email management. It is part of the Capture and Manage Knowledge domain, one of 6 within the certification program, and it will talk about security, attachments, ownership, and archiving. Speaking of security, well, there's security and there's security. What we've been talking about is the kind designed to save the organization from its people. The flip side of the coin involves saving the organizations from other people and from insiders who may have nefarious deeds in mind rather than a desire to share the latest off-color cartoon with colleagues. The email management capabilities I'm talking about here can automatically encrypt messages based on rules such as those described in a policy document to ensure that private financial information, health information, legal agreements, or any other forms of sensitive content are handled appropriately, either entirely automatically, entirely manually, or with prompting via semi-automated capabilities. How to handle attachments is a big part of this, since that little graphical paperclip on most email client toolbars can be an effective exit pass for information of all kinds. Solid email security policies will address this head-on by determining whether they can be sent at all, and if so, by whom, of what file types, up to what file sizes, to which pre-authorized addresses, and so forth. A handy restriction that doesn't glue the door shut is to forbid the attaching of actual files but permit the sending of links to those files. Links that themselves can be secured by controlling access to them through passwords or other devices. Another in-between is to apply content filtering, which checks for certain keywords, addresses, and so forth to decide whether or not to allow the attachment to pass out of the organization. All of this quickly bumps into the important issue of ownership because it involves the concept of who says I can and I can't, a great illustration of which is seen on this slide. Particularly in the US, email is often considered to be owned by the organization and not by the individual, even if the email account accessed is a private one hosted by the likes of Google or AOL. According to many policies, as long as a piece of corporate infrastructure is used to make the connection, be it an email client, a computer, or a wired or wireless network, owned means subject to audit, records keeping, and perhaps most potentially worrying, subpoena. Anything sent or received may be monitored, and you can forget about citing privacy as a defense in these situations. This is why corporate counsel attuned to email urge their clients to adopt policies as quickly as possible if they haven't already. Perhaps less threatening is the issue of archiving, which is one of the most common applications for email management. At their most basic, these solutions either copy or remove messages from the messaging application to store in some other location. This may be a manual process or handled by various types of automation. For example, a rule could be set to archive all messages older than 30 days, or move messages from the system once the mailbox reaches 90% of capacity, stopping only when the mailbox dips below 50% of capacity. The problem here is that the system doesn't know which messages are more important than others, and arbitrary date and capacity-based triggers may shunt critical messages off to the side before the user needs them to be. So intensive work must take place up front to ensure this doesn't happen or other unhappy outcomes ensue. This module is one of 2 covering key concepts and issues associated with the art and discipline of email management. The ones it presented were security, attachments, ownership, and archiving. If you haven't yet, you may wish to review the module's other half. The material you have just reviewed is part of a broader program of study that prepares you to take the Information Certification exam. This proctored test consists of 100 multiple-choice questions and is delivered electronically by Prometric. You'll have 2 hours to complete it, and upon passing, you'll earn a professional certification that's valid for 3 years. For more information, please visit www.aim.org/certification. Thank you.